Jeremy, you're a decorated colonel in the Canadian Air Force, and you've been an astronaut with the Canadian Space Agency since 2009. And really early on in your journey, you identified fellow astronaut Chris Hadfield as the ideal mentor role model for you. How did you first go about approaching Chris?
I think probably the biggest thing that I could convey, just overall about like mentorship and being a mentee is putting some effort into knowing what you want and what's important to you. Sort of along the same lines as setting goals.
And so from that starting point, you've built that relationship over a long period of time. What have been some of the best moments for you that have really helped you increase the trajectory of your journey?
Probably the first one early on, just a really small thing that Chris did for me, but was really helpful. Was I was in that time period when you start off, you're kind of in general at military college, you're in science and engineering, and then eventually you specialize. And I was looking at, I wanted to be an astronaut, and I thought test pilot might be on my career path, and so I wanted to make sure I had the ticks in the box for that. But I really wanted to take space science. But it wasn't an engineering degree, and I thought maybe that was a showstopper. And so I just sent him a really short email, always respectful of his time, but I was like, I'm trying to make this decision. I want to take this, but I think I need to go and take this engineering, maybe aerospace engineering. And then he just wrote back real quick, and he's like, no, absolutely. What's most important is you take what you're passionate about, what you're interested in. I don't remember his exact words, but the message was, you will just do better. You will excel. And it's those opportunities, those abilities to really excel at things that will prepare you for the challenges ahead. That was great advice. I pass that advice on to lots of young people today still. Find your passion.
You raise a really interesting point about the mentor-mentee relationship in terms of the time commit and the construct. What do you think is the best format to have these relationships be truly reciprocally beneficial?
It's not complicated. It doesn't need to be overthought. It needs to be authentic. That's what really matters.
You have chosen a career path that most people would say has far too much risk to even think about, but it's also very exciting. How do you have the mental fortitude and calm confidence to follow the path you're on?
For one thing, I'm motivated to do it. I'm passionate, but I think it's important. I think, space exploration has, important benefits to humanity, just exploration in general, that constant quest for knowledge. And I think it's important that we always have taken great risks for exploration. And I think it's important that we continue that. So one is believing that it's a worthwhile risk. But the second part, the more practical part is that you learn to deal with risk over time. It's something you have to experience. It's a stepping stone approach. And I've just been trained to manage risk and to kind of be able to filter things into what's really, really important and how do I compartmentalize information right now in this moment to have the best outcome. And
what's the best advice that you can give mentees in your world and mentees around the world, and how to approach the relationship with somebody like yourself or Chris?
I knew I didn't have to be a superhuman to be an astronaut. I just needed to be a dedicated, motivated human who was willing to learn, willing to admit mistakes, and just be honest.